Once upon a time, high above the shimmering fields of lavender and lush, rolling hills, there existed a world where clouds were as soft as cotton candy and the sun poured golden light like syrup. In this magical sky realm, giants held the most magnificent tea parties. The clouds themselves were the tables, fluffy and inviting, and the tea was brewed from the morning dew kissed by the first light of dawn. One bright morning, a curious little girl named Lila, with hair like spun sugar and eyes that sparkled like stars, gazed up at the sky. She had always wondered what lay beyond the horizon of her small village. Today, however, the sky seemed different, more inviting. Just then, a gentle breeze whispered through her window, carrying with it the sweet aroma of chamomile and honey. Lila felt an irresistible pull, as if the clouds were calling her. Before she knew it, Lila found herself climbing a shimmering staircase made of starlight that appeared right before her. Each step sparkled as she ascended, and soon she was floating among the clouds. Below her, the world seemed to shrink, painted in hues of greens and blues, while fluffy white clouds danced around her like fluffy, playful puppies. As she reached the top, she could see the giants, three gentle beings with kind smiles and twinkling eyes. Their skin shimmered like the dawn, and they wore robes woven from the softest clouds. The tallest giant, named Thalos, waved her over with a hand as big as a sail. "Welcome, little one. Join us for the most splendid tea party." Lila's heart raced with excitement. She was invited to a giant's tea party. The giant's hand lowered, and Lila climbed on with a giggle, feeling as light as a feather. The giants had set up a grand table on a thick, fluffy cloud, adorned with delicate teacups that sparkled like jewels and plates filled with celestial treats, star-shaped cookies, moonbeam muffins, and slices of rainbow cake that glimmered in the sunlight. As Lila settled down on a cushion made of soft, white fluff, she marveled at the view. Below, the earth was a patchwork quilt of colors, but up here, everything was light and airy. "What's your favorite tea?" asked the second giant, Silvius, whose laughter sounded like the tinkling of bells. Lila thought for a moment, her eyes dancing with delight. "I adore chamomile," she exclaimed. The giants chuckled and poured steaming cups of tea that swirled with colors like a sunset. The third giant, Aloria, offered Lila a tiny spoon that sparkled. "Here, stir in a sprinkle of cloud sugar. It's made from the fluffiest clouds in the sky." With a swirl of her spoon, the tea shimmered and changed to a soft lavender hue. Lila took a sip, and her taste buds danced with delight. The tea was warm and soothing, wrapping her in a comforting embrace. Each sip made her feel lighter, as if she were floating on a gentle breeze. As they sipped and nibbled, the giants shared stories of their adventures. They spoke of how they danced with the stars and played hide-and-seek with the moon. Lila listened, her heart swelling with wonder. She imagined herself soaring through the sky, laughing with the stars, and twirling with the moon. Suddenly, a flock of colorful birds made of shimmering light appeared, fluttering around the tea party. They chirped melodious tunes, filling the air with music. The giants clapped their hands in delight, and their laughter echoed like thunder through the clouds. "Let's dance!" cried Thalos, lifting Lila into the air. The cloud beneath them felt like a soft trampoline as they bounced and twirled. Lila giggled, her laughter blending with the birds' songs. The clouds transformed into a dance floor, swirling with colors as they leaped and spun. Each movement sent ripples of joy spreading through the air. After what felt like forever, they finally settled back down on the fluffy cloud, panting from the fun. Lila's cheeks were flushed with joy, and her heart felt like it might burst with happiness. The giants smiled at her, their eyes twinkling like stars. "Would you like to create a cloud wish?" asked Aloria, her voice soft like a whispering breeze. "A cloud wish?" Lila asked, her eyes wide with curiosity. The giants nodded, their expressions filled with warmth. "Close your eyes and think of something wonderful. Then, blow it into the cloud and watch it transform." Lila closed her eyes tightly, envisioning a field of flowers that danced in the wind, filled with laughter and joy. She imagined a place where everyone could play together, and with a deep breath, she blew gently into the air. A soft breeze swirled around her, and the clouds shimmered, morphing into a breathtaking meadow filled with vibrant flowers. The giants gasped in delight, their laughter ringing like chimes in the breeze. The cloud meadow was alive with color spinks, yellows, and blues as butterflies made of light fluttered around. Lila opened her eyes, her heart soaring at the sight. "It's beautiful," she exclaimed. "It's your wish, little one," cheered Sylvius, beaming with pride. The meadow stretched far and wide, inviting everyone to play. The birds danced around them, and the flowers swayed gently, as if welcoming their new friend. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with hues of orange and purple, the giants gathered Lila close. "It's time for your journey home. But remember, you can always return to our tea parties in your dreams," Thalos said softly. With a wave of their hands, the clouds began to swirl, forming a staircase that led back down to her village. Lila felt a gentle tug as she floated down, the warmth of the giant's laughter still echoing in her heart. The view of the meadow lingered in her mind, a promise of joy and wonder. As she landed softly on the grassy ground, Lila turned back to wave at the giants. They smiled and waved, their figures fading into the sunset, leaving behind a trail of shimmering light. Lila ran back home, her heart full of dreams, knowing that the clouds held a world of magic just for her. That night, as she snuggled under her covers, Lila closed her eyes and whispered, "Good night, giants. I'll see you in my dreams." And as she drifted off to sleep, the clouds above twinkled, cradling her in their gentle embrace, ready for another tea party filled with laughter, dancing, and endless wonder. As the days turned into weeks, Lila often found herself gazing up at the sky, her heart yearning for another adventure in the clouds. Each night, she would close her eyes and whisper her goodnight to the giants, dreaming of the magical tea parties and the breathtaking meadow they had created together. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of violet and gold, Lila decided to prepare for her next journey. She gathered a few of her favorite items, a tiny silver spoon, a small jar of honey, and a piece of lavender from her garden. She believed that these treasures would remind her of the giants and the joy they shared. The next morning, as the sun rose, casting its warm glow over the fields, Lila felt an irresistible urge to climb the shimmering staircase once more. With her treasures tucked safely in her pockets, she stepped out of her window and took a deep breath, feeling the breeze dance around her. A staircase of starlight appeared, and Lila eagerly ascended, her heart racing with anticipation. When she reached the top, the giants were waiting for her, their smiles as bright as ever. "Lila, you've returned!" exclaimed Aloria, her eyes sparkling with delight. Lila rushed forward, embracing the giants, feeling the warmth of their love enveloping her. "I brought some special things to share with you," Lila said, pulling out the silver spoon, the jar of honey, and the piece of lavender. The giants looked intrigued, their eyes lighting up with curiosity. "What a lovely selection," said Sylvius, taking the lavender in his giant hands. "This reminds me of the fragrant fields of flowers down below. It smells like home." Lila beamed with pride. "And this is a special spoon I found. It sparkles just like the ones you have." She handed it to Thalos, who examined it closely, his eyes twinkling with joy. "We can use this to create even more magical tea," Thalos declared, his voice booming with excitement. He motioned for Aloria to pour the tea, while Sylvius added a spoonful of honey to each cup. As they prepared the tea, Lila watched in awe, marveling at how the colors swirled and danced in the cups. The aroma filled the air, sweet and floral, wrapping around them like a warm hug. Once the tea was ready, they gathered around the cloud table, sipping and sharing stories once more. This time, Lila told them about her village, the flowers in her garden, and all the adventures she dreamed of having. The giants listened intently, their eyes gleaming with interest. "We would love to visit your village one day," Aloria exclaimed, her voice filled with excitement. "Imagine the fun we could have." Lila's heart raced at the thought of the giants frolicking in her village, bringing joy and laughter to her friends and family. "And you can show us the wonders of the earth," Sylvius added, his laughter echoing through the clouds. "We could even have a tea party with everyone." The idea filled Lila with joy and wonder. "Oh, that would be amazing," she exclaimed, imagining all her friends gathered together, sharing stories and laughter with the giants beneath the big blue sky. After their tea party, Lila and the giants decided to create another cloud wish together. This time, they would wish for a magical bridge to connect their two worlds, allowing the giants to visit her village whenever they wanted. With their eyes closed, they each thought of their dreams and blew gently into the clouds. A soft wind blew, and soon a magnificent bridge made of shimmering clouds appeared, stretching from the sky down to Lila's village. The giants gasped in delight, their laughter ringing with joy. "Lila, you've given us a wonderful gift," Thalos exclaimed, his eyes wide with amazement. "Now we can come to visit you whenever you wish." As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the world, Lila felt a warmth in her heart, knowing that she had created a bond that would last forever. "Thank you for this magical time," she said, hugging each giant tightly. "I can't wait to show you everything." The giants smiled, their eyes twinkling with happiness. As they prepared to part, Lila felt a little sad, but the promise of future adventures filled her with hope. "Remember, whenever you look up at the clouds, we'll be thinking of you," Aloria said, her voice gentle and reassuring. With one last wave, Lila stepped onto the cloud bridge, feeling the soft fluff beneath her feet. The giants waved enthusiastically, their laughter echoing through the sky as she made her way back to her village, her heart brimming with excitement and love. That night, Lila lay in bed, her heart filled with dreams of the future. She imagined all the adventures she and the giants would have, the laughter they would share, and the magic that would fill both their worlds. As she drifted off to sleep, she whispered once more, "Good night, giants. I'll see you in my dreams," knowing that each night would be a new adventure waiting to unfold in the magical realm above. In the days that followed, Lila eagerly awaited the giants' visits, dreaming of all the fun they would have together. And whenever she gazed up at the clouds, she felt their presence, their laughter echoing in her heart, reminding her of the joy and magic that existed in every moment. And so, the story of Lila and the giants continued, filled with laughter, dancing, and endless wonder. They shared countless tea parties, created more beautiful cloud wishes, and painted the sky with their dreams. Lila knew that no matter where she went or what adventures awaited her, the giants would always be there, just a dream away, holding a space of magic in her heart.